Hola gente, vamos a seguir dándole al Final Fantasy XVI. En el último capítulo estuvimos paseando por el campo y por el desierto, limpiando los monstruos del cartel de anuncios, que había un huevo, y construyendo el barco volador. No pasó demasiado, no se lió. Todavía no tengo muy claro por dónde se va a liar la próxima vez, pero ahora nos han mandado a por una pieza más del barco volador que está en los Wing y está vigilada por un robot muy tocho. Es el primer monstruo del cartel de anuncios que tiene una S. ¿S? Oh, es una S ya, creo. Ahora... ¿Qué está pasando? Y claro, y en una de las misiones secundarias a estos les estaban atacando los de la armadura negra, esto. Y se están organizando, han repartido armas al pueblo para defenderse de ellos. Así que igual se lía más que ir a una ruina a matar a un robot, que era lo que venía yo pensando. Claro, si vienes aquí sin haber hecho esa misión secundaria, pues ves todo este jaleo que han montado y estarás un poco confuso. Entonces estamos construyendo el barco volador como bastante poco a poco, parece. No tengo ni idea de cuánto tardarán en dejarnos usarlo para volar. Tampoco sé qué aporta ahora mismo poder volar, si podemos ya teletransportarnos de un sitio a otro. Pero bueno, tiene que molar. Igual hay algún combate contra Bahamut desde el barco volador o algo así. Aquí está la amiga, a ver qué nos cuenta. La ingeniera.
Thanks so much for coming. The ruins are just over there, as is the creature I told you about, I'd imagine. Would you mind?
Of course. I'll be right back.
Me va a reventar. A ver qué sale de aquí.
Anybody home?
¿Qué es esto? Otro de estos. No, por favor. Pensé que era un robot.
Time to go.
Arimán, no, esto es un bicho normal. No. Vale, ese ya nos lo hemos aprendido a la fuerza. ¿Qué está pasando? Oh. Vale, qué pesado. ¡Puma! Reventadísimo. Mucho cuidado con este ataque. 1, 0. Ah, maldito. Al suelo. Mucho mejor que el primero, madre mía. Pero yo había entendido que era un robot. Creo que no es este el bicho. Ahora viene otro aún más fuerte.
The things I do for you, Mid.
Sid! Oh, thank goodness you're safe.
You shouldn't have any trouble now.
Indeed. Well, don't let us keep
Igual
you.
no, igual me raya.
See that everything is transported safely back to the hideaway.
All right. I'll let Mid know you're on your way.
O igual este bicho no era el del cartel. Claro, no ha salido lo de la presentación esta loca de todos los bichos del cartel. Oh, ojo de guerrero, incrementa el tiempo de efecto de las sales fortalecedoras 10 segundos. No lo voy a usar. Que igual lo he mezclado. Como los dos son en unas ruinas y los dos son un bicho muy fuerte que nadie se puede acercar, creo que lo he mezclado. Entonces debería ir a las otras ruinas, a por el robot. Claro, yo estaba pensando que las ruinas en las que estaba eran... unas de... por aquí. Esas ruinas de ahí lejos. Pero voy a recoger todo lo que hay por aquí. Toda la basurilla. ¿Qué es eso? Es ese. Ese es el que estaba yo pensando. Voy a morir. Dios, está muy guapo. Ah, es un ferro gigante blanco. Dios, está guapísimo. Voy a palmar. Vamos allá. Dios, no le sube casi nada el aturdimiento. Ah, en fin. Ahora. Que odio que al teletransportarme ahí con el fuego no esté en el suelo. ¿Qué es eso? Ah, esto otra vez. Mucho cuidado, aquí estoy bien. No veo nada. Ah, no, estoy fatal, me revienta. ¡Madre mía! ¡Madre mía! A curarme con esto. Joder. La pinta fatal. Y no le he bajado ni la mitad de la vida todavía. Vamos a curarme más. Creo que esto me cura, no estoy seguro. Nada, muchísimo cuidado lo que queda. Hola. Vale, necesito urgentemente pociones para matar a este bicho. Segundo intento. A ver qué tal. Es muy complicado. Tercer intento. A ver qué tal será. Vale. Venga, hay esperanza. ¡Oh! No. Oh, algo hay, pero... No, me cago en Dios. Los árboles molestan un huevo ahí. Cuarto intento. Voy a probar con sales fortalecedoras en vez de protectoras. Empiezo bien, empiezo fantástico. Bien. No, me equivoqué. Sale de un combo guapísimo, pero nada mejor que intentaba, pero vale. Me gusta tener el límite cuando me lanza las bolitas esas. ¿Por qué me muevo un poco más deprisa? Y aunque sea para esquivar, me renta. Terrible. Bien. Bien. Joder. Lo he esquivado. Vale, fantástico. No, bien. Por favor, Torgal, mátalo tú, mientras yo esquivo. Trabajo en equipo. Vale. ¡Ostras! Menudo bicho chungo. ¡Uf! El combate más complicado que he hecho hasta ahora, yo creo. Vale. A la cuarta ha caído. Madre mía. Estoy agotado. Oricalco, material. Metal antaño utilizado en la fabricación de todo tipo de utensilios, desde cubertería hasta armamento. Tal uso desaforado motivó que el único depósito conocido de toda balistía no tardara en agotarse, por lo que se revalorizó y hoy en día es un material más escaso que la adamantina. ¡Ostras! Unas vacaciones. Vale, pues ahora sí, a informar a Mid. Y a informar a Néctar también. ¿Tendrá algo que contarnos, Néctar? Tucu. Nada, pero bueno, quiero ver la cruz bien hecha encima del bicho este. Madre mía, nuevo bicho. ¿Qué me dais por matarlo? Luchar contra las injusticias que pueblan este mundo no es fácil, pero debemos permanecer unidos para romper las cadenas que atan a los portadores, como bien nos has enseñado. Habitante de Northridge. Me da 2 meteoritos. No me hace especial ilusión.
When it
¿Tú quién
comes
eres?
to boyish charm, Goops has an indomitable rival in Gav. One is the sweet little babe in arms to be cooed over. The other, the naughty little boy who'd pull on my pigtails.
Hasta la romántica, vale.
If I don't come up with something
Hola,
soon-
Mid.
Mid,
¿Qué tal va el barco?
Helena has recovered the material for the helm. She'll be along shortly.
Excellent. Another job well done.
And just one remaining.
Right. Right, the shielding. This one's a bit of a bugger.
How so?
A ver. ¿A dónde nos
Plating's
manda ahora?
enough to stop the engines going pop, but those things will still be spitting out enough fire to set the rest of the ship ablaze. Which is why you need proper shielding. A prison for the dragon's breath that's blazing away inside. I thought a triple thick layer of tempered steel might do it. Or more of the stuff that the Fallen use, but they'd both be too heavy. The helm and the plating are bulky enough as it is. Add any more weight and the whole ship would be at the bottom of the briny before we'd even started. I need something light. But I've racked my brains and I just can't think what would do it.
Well, if I were in need of obscure knowledge, I know whose counsel I would seek. Hippocrates.
Tomes? Yeah, well, I'd thought of that, obviously. I've got all the details written down here. Can you take this to him, see what he makes of it?
Right away.
Me pone tan nervioso la traducción de Tomes. Vademecum. O sea, le llaman Tomes porque Harpócrates es muy complicado. No le podéis llamar Vademecum porque Harpócrates es muy complicado. Es aún peor. ¿Qué estaría pensando el traductor? Nunca lo sabremos.
Hippocrates, do you have a moment?
For you, Clive, always.
Well,
Hombre,
actually,
más
it's
les
for me this
vale.
time. Could you take a look at this?
Shielding for a mithril engine. Whatever will that girl think of next? And what are these notes around the edges?
She has some specific requirements for the materials. The shielding needs to be able to resist extreme heat on the inside, and yet remain cool enough on the outside not to set the ship alight, while also being light enough not to sink it. As you can imagine, she's struggling to find anything that meets her needs.
Nitrilo no vale.
I see.
I wondered if you might know of a solution, or if you might be able to search the records for one.
Perhaps it is not a different material she requires, but a different approach.
What do you mean?
Consider the lake we have made our home. its blighted waters eat away far more quickly than fresh water or even brine, at timber and steel alike. And yet, we have made a home here from those very materials nonetheless.
We have. But Bardolph must varnish every board twice over to keep it from rotting. And Obelisk complains that without a constant supply of pitch. I see.
Early Gregorian histories speak of a preparation known as moon dew. It is said to be able to resist even the most ferocious flames. Before the dragoons tamed the worms and wyverns of the realm, nobles would daub their castle walls with it in order to guard against dragon fire.
So if we could recreate it...
It might be applied to some material or other in order to provide the protection Mid requires. As to how best to apply it and to what material, perhaps Bardolph and Obelisk might be of assistance.
¿Esos quiénes son?
I shall speak to them and see what wisdom they might have to offer. If you would be so kind as to procure the necessary ingredients, I shall discuss the specifics of how it might be most effectively put to use with our two friends. The knowledge of the past may yet prove useful to we of the modern era.
Thank you, Hippocrates. And since you're asking others to help you, perhaps I should too.
So you need a hand, do you?
We do. I'll be heading to market for the ingredients we need. I could do with some help. And some company, too.
The other can assist me in researching how best to prepare the shielding itself.
Can we count on your aid?
Always.
Puedo elegir quién me acompaña.
If Jill's game.
Thank you.
I am sure either of these fine young minds would prove indispensable in my research. I leave the decision as to who will go with whom in your capable hands, Clive.
Pues puedo darle a Jill la oportunidad de seguir decepcionándome o puedo probar a ir con Tarja.
Shielding that guards against even the most ferocious flames. I could have done with some of that on Drustinus.
I doubt I would have survived that place with or without it. A trip to Northreach, though, I think either of us could handle.
Pues voy a ir con
So,
Tarja.
Clive, have you made your decision? Who will accompany you on your little excursion?
All right. So, what are we fetching?
I have taken the liberty of preparing a list. Here.
Garlic. Conch shells. Are you sure this is the right list? Looks like the ingredients for someone's supper.
Though these items may seem mundane, they have potent effects that are rarely exploited, effects for which they were once highly prized. So much so, in fact, that they were harvested almost to extinction, hence moon dews having fallen from favor. Now, of course, they can be obtained with ease. You should be able to find everything you need at the market in Northreach.
Well, isn't that convenient? I was hoping to be able to make a trip over that way sometime soon. Need to speak to an old acquaintance. I'll meet you there.
All right. Stay safe.
See you later, Clive.
Good luck with your research.
La energía de Tarja me gusta mucho más, joder. Vamos por acá.
Now, where's Taya?
¿Qué hay ahí escondido? Ah, vamos a robar a los mercaderes racistas. Cero riesgos. Y tú tienes música para mí. Pero puedo vender. Before the Storm, perfecto. Sale mi cara.
Need to stock up on these.
There you are, Taya.
Ah, and there you are. We shouldn't have any problems finding what we need in a place like this. But if time is of the essence, perhaps we should split up. Take a few items each.
All right. What should I look for?
Let's see now. Why don't you take the garlic and the pepio nuts? Meet me by the gate when you've got them.
Vale.
Keep them pilchards nice and chilled.
¿Seguís siendo igual de racistas?
What do
Seguro
you
que sí.
want?
Nuez pepio.
And thanks for nothing.
Sigue siendo igual de racista. Ah. ¿Y tú qué
Any
tienes?
friendly
Ajo.
innkeeper is a friend of mine. I trust it's all here. You're always welcome
should
here
do
in
it.
Lostwing.
Hopefully Ty is finished too.
Well, did you find everything?
I did. Here.
Garlic and pepio nuts. Job done. We should get this back to Tomes then. He'll be waiting.
¿Tendremos conversación íntima antes de volver? Sí.
But we're not in too much of a rush, are we? Quick chat.
Estoy dando por hecho que voy a ligar con Jill, que ligar con esta no es una opción. Pero a lo mejor puede haber un cuadrado amoroso.
Do you know, I think this is the very first time we've been out on an errand together.
I think you might be right.
In all the years since you and that scowl of yours first appeared, you haven't invited me out once. For shame.
Well, it seemed long overdue. And you did say you had some shopping to do.
I was hoping to restock my supplies of herbs and liniment, yes. You and Jill alone burned through them like wildfire. No luck, though. My usual supplier's not here, and I refuse to pay the prices these gougers charge.
I'll ask Karen when we get back. What is it?
Oh, just memories. I came here with Sid once, shopping for supplies, just like today. And just like today, I came away empty-handed. Sid even said he'd speak to Karen for me when we got back. Has it really been 5 years? I remember it as if it was yesterday. Hold on. Does that mean it's been 5 years since we met? Feels a lot longer.
It does. In a good way, of course. Thank you, Taya,
For what?
for everything. I just want you to know that all you've done for us, all you still do, it's appreciated.
Do you think I'd stick around if I thought it wasn't? But in the spirit of sharing and caring, you're appreciated too, by all of us.
Esa cámara. Ahí está pasando algo. Se han liado. Se ha liado con Tarja antes que con Jill.
Well, I think we've tarried long enough. I ought to get these ingredients back to Tomes so he can make up this concoction of his. I'll meet you back at the hideaway, all right?
All right. And thanks again.
I heard you the first time.
Ahora quiero saber qué habría pasado con Jill. Lo tendré que buscar en YouTube. Pero me da miedo hacerme spoilers. No, primero tengo que pasarme al juego y luego ya cotillo esas cosas.
I wonder how Hippocrates is getting on with the moon dew.
¿Qué? ¿Tienes canciones nuevas?
Lie still in harbor, her soul sails on the main. The breath of ages.
Impresionante. Está la gente de resaca ahí de la fiesta. Hola.
Better late than never. We're ready to begin whenever you are.
Welcome home.
¿Tú qué tal vas?
You had a successful trip.
Sí.
How's work on the shielding
Sin
progressing,
detalles.
Hippocrates?
Well, very well indeed. And thanks in no small part to your kind assistance. I was just explaining to Tarja how we might best go about preparing the moon dew. And now that we have all the ingredients, we may begin.
You can count on me. I've mixed more than a few mysterious concoctions in my time.
I'm sure you have. What about the shielding itself?
Work is underway, under the watchful eyes of Bardolph and Obolus.
Apparently, it'll be ready soon.
Thank you. All of you.
Right then. Jill, would you join me in the infirmary? Many hands make light work and all that.
El cuadrado amoroso se intensifica. ¿Qué harán en la enfermería? Han pasado mucho tiempo juntas en la enfermería.
Oh, and Clive. It was
Guiñito.
good to talk. We should do it again sometime.
Guiño, guiño.
It appears our work here is almost at an
Vale.
end. A shame. I was enjoying playing the man of action for once. When both the shielding and the moon dew are ready, it will merely be a matter of applying the one to the other. Followed by a rigorous process of testing and retesting, of course. Perhaps someone ought to warn young Mid of that.
Leave it to me. Thank you, Hippocrates.
Vale, primera pieza del barco volador completada. ¿Cuánto tardaremos en tener el barco completo?
I better go and give Mid the good news then.
Otra pieza lista.
Sorry to keep you waiting, Mid. But you'll be pleased to know that work on the shielding is underway.
You found something for it?
In a manner of speaking, Hippocrates knew of a substance that's highly resistant to heat. A coating that should provide the protection you need. He's supervising the construction and testing of the shielding as we speak.
Brilliant! I knew you wouldn't let me down.
Don't thank me. I'm just the errand boy.
Right then, better start working out how to bolt all these bits together. To the Black Hammer!
You know, when I got into the smithing game, I thought I'd be making swords and shields, not thermal bleeding didgeridoo-dahs.
Displacement stacks.
Same difference. Whatever you call it, I ain't putting it together in here. It's cramped enough as it is. Let's take this outside. Mid, you get all the parts lined up on the deck. I'll take care of the rest.
On my way!
Oh, and bring me the biggest hammer you can find. This is gonna require some precision walloping.
¿Es esa movida? Parece bastante cutre. Míralo. ¿Cuántos de estos hacen falta para el barco? Tenía varios el que han reconvertido en bar.
Finished! It's finally finished!
Thank fuck for that. I'll be feeling my hammer arm for weeks.
Thank you, Clive, Blackthorn, everyone. That's one down and just 3 more to go.
I'm sorry.
Oh, didn't I tell you? The Enterprise has 4 mithril engines, and we'll be needing a displacement stack for each.
You don't mean...
Don't worry. Now they've got a finished one to work off. My gang in Canva can build the rest.
Good luck to them, I say. Right, I'm off to get a sling for this elbow. Any other work comes in, keep it to yourselves, eh?
Pero todavía no le ha dicho a nadie que el barco es este barco volador. Yo creo que piensa que nadie la va a creer si dice que no vamos a ir volando.
What's the matter?
Nothing. Just daydreaming. Thinking about the Enterprise sailing off over the horizon to shores unknown. Searching for a land untouched by the blight. Just like me and my dad planned. So if the worst came to the worst and every scrap of soil in the twins turned black, we might still have a chance. That's what she was meant to be. You see, one last chance just in case we needed it. But now she's so close to being finished, I've realized I don't want her to be that. I don't want her to be just a lifeboat for us to cling to if things get desperate. I want people to sail aboard her by choice, not from the lack of it. In a world where we're not just trying to survive, but where we can actually live.
I'm working on that. And I'll do everything I can to get you what you want.
Don't you always? All right. My mind's made up. As soon as the Enterprise is fit to sail, I'm putting her under your command. Sod our plans, I'm trusting in yours.
Are you sure about this?
Something tells me it's what my dad would have wanted.
He'd be proud of you.
You were gonna visit his grave, weren't you?
Es verdad.
I was. And you can come too now that your little project is finished.
Right. There's just one thing I need to finish up first. Won't be a mo.
All right. I'll let Otto know you're coming. Meet us in the mess when you're ready.
Aye, aye, Captain.
Ah, pensé que estábamos ahí abajo. Me he desorientado. Vale, estaba pensando cómo lo iban a subir luego hasta el barco. Pero desde ahí, bueno, es más viable. Misiones secundarias importantes en varios sitios. Vale, voy a ir primero a las cartas y a cambiar la música. A probar música nueva. Before the Storm. Mucha intensidad para estar en casita relajado, pero bueno.
He cracked a crystal too? You're joking.
Hola, 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 hola. Un asuntillo de las cuentas. Hombre, Clive, ¿qué tal? Qué raro se me hace esto de escribirte una carta. En fin, al grano, he estado revisando las cuentas de la guarida y me he topado con un pequeño desajuste. Sí, dejémoslo en eso. Necesito tu ayuda para cuadrarlo, así que pásate a verme por el mostrador de la toldilla y si es cuanto antes, mejor.
Trouble with the ledgers. Shouldn't he be asking Otto for help?
Ya, Otto le va a echar una bronca que flipa. Mejor que no se entere. Que no me pidan mi dinero es para mi colección de música. Algo le pasa a Torgal, tu can formidable no lo está tanto estos días. Ven a verme cuando tengas un rato libre y te cuento en detalle. Pero ven, mendrugo. Oh.
What could be wrong with Torgal? He seemed well enough when I last saw him.
Y nuestro herrero está en las nubes. Tiene un más. Prométeme que me escribirás, trofeo ganado, vale. Gracias por lo del otro día. El cuero curtido que le entregaste a Blackthorn le devolvió los ánimos, pero parece que el efecto no ha durado mucho. Vuelve a estar más pensativo de lo normal y a veces hasta pone cara de haberle olido el aliento a un molbol cuando bate el hierro. Parece que hay algo más que no nos ha contado. Yo voy a estar un tiempo fuera de la guarida. Sé que andas ocupado y tal, pero ¿me harías el favor de hablar con él y averiguar qué le pasa? Pues hala. Madre mía, las crisis existenciales. ¿Tendrá que ver con la construcción del barco? ¿Con que no consigue imitar la calidad del cuero que le hemos traído? ¿Qué le pasa a Torgal? Vamos a ver. Ahí está, ahí.
I got your note. You think something's wrong with Torgal?
So you can read. Congratulations. But I didn't say I were wrong with him. I said something weren't right. He's not been eating me treats. He used to love cracking the bones from Molly's boiled brown, but now he won't so much as look at them. Didn't like him. Which is why I'm of a mind that his mind's on something else.
Ahora solo come cristales de éter.
Not been working too hard, have you?
No harder than usual. Is that it, boy? Do you need a rest?
What was it you said he was? A frost wolf?
That's what the lawsman seems to think.
Then maybe this all has something to do with whatever it is that's woken inside him.
I suppose things have been different since Rosalith. Perhaps Hippocrates knows something.
Instead of everything, you mean? Perhaps.
No he fijado cómo lo han traducido. Pero... Perhaps Tomes knows something instead of everything you need.
Lawsman, I need to ask you about Torgal. Something's not right with him.
He isn't ill, is he?
I don't think so. But according to Lady Karen, he seems to have lost his appetite. Which is certainly a new development. She says he's hardly been touching his bones of late, and she believes it may have something to do with what happened at Rosalith Castle.
I rather think she might be right, though not about his appetite. All canids are instinctively inclined to crack open bones for the rich marrow that resides within, and I see no reason why a frost wolf should be any different. Accordingly, I suspect it is not a lack of appetite that afflicts Torgal, but a surfeit of it. If we assume that his newfound magics require additional nourishment to sustain, it may well be that the bones Lady Karen is accustomed to providing are no longer sufficient. Frost wolves, after all, habitually prey upon far larger animals, whose bones may yield altogether different nutrients. As to where one might find a suitable substitute,
No.
some antelopes that graze the meadows of eastern Rosaria have been known to grow to a size more than double that of their lesser cousins.
I don't recall ever seeing any that large.
And little wonder. The oldest and largest such creatures rarely leave the safety of the highlands for fear of predators. The last elder antelope sighting I recall hearing about took place near Cressida, and that was long before the village was abandoned.
Even so, it seems like a good place to
Se
start.
puede comer cualquier antílope que se coma dos en vez de uno grande. Pero bueno, si me mandáis un boss, me vale. A ver nuestro herrero, ¿qué le pasa ahora?
Blackthorn, do you have a moment?
Not really, no.
This won't take long. I just wanted to ask how you're getting on. August was worried about you, that you might still be doubting your craft, even after learning the trick of that cuirass. Is there something else weighing on your mind? Perhaps sharing your thoughts might help.
That bastard's like a dog with a bone. Still, he's got a keen eye, I'll give him that. He's just, well, Karen showed me something. Something I've never seen before.
And that was?
A sword. An odd-looking thing with a single-edged blade. The metal itself wasn't anything to write home about, but fuck me. The edge on it. You could slice a man clean in two with a weapon like that, and he'd be halfway home before he even realised he'd been cut.
So that's what's troubling you.
Nah. Not troubling me exactly. More distracting. Can't stop thinking, how do you get an edge that sharp? It's driving me mad.
And if you knew how to do it, we could arm the curse breakers with even better blades.
That's about the size of it, yeah.
I'll see what I can find out. Sharper swords are always welcome. And we can't have our master blacksmith being distracted.
You're a soft touch, you know that. but I can't say I'm not grateful for it. Good luck, eh?
Thank you. Let's see what Karen knows about this sword. You're looking well, Karen.
What do you want? Out with it.
I want to know about the sword you showed Blackthorn. Single-edged and extremely sharp.
Ya la ha
Running
vendido.
around after him again, are you?
I suppose I am, yes. But I need to help him find out how to work an edge like that. It's driving him to distraction.
Little wonder, I suppose. There's not many like that make it as far as the twins, and those that do go straight into private collections. Which made it nice and easy finding a buyer.
Can you tell me who bought it? Where is it now?
You think I tell people who my clients are? Suppose you're not likely to go nicking him off me, are you now? Fine. If you stop mooning at me like that. Lord Ignac's the man you want. Delmechian bloke. Collects weapons and the like. And he's got more money than sense, which is why he's one of my favourite clients. Reckon he'll still be at the inn in Dalamil, where I left him.
Thank you, Karen.
Oh, and he's a touch eccentric, if you take my meaning.
I appreciate the warning.
Well. Here, Sid. Reckon you might be just the man to help me out of a bit of bother, if you've a mind to.
Let's hear it.
Well, it's about this alembic the chief's got me making. Lovely bit of kit it is. Bunging a solution you want splitting, and it'll separate it out, just like that. Problem is, it won't always get rid of all the impurities. And with some of the stuff we need it for, that ain't good enough. Which is why I've been looking for something to filter the liquid we'll be cooking off. And that's where I was hoping you could help me out.
¿Qué me dará? Este me da algo importante.
Guessing you started this alembic too. Distilling medicines and the like. All right. Why not?
Proper job!
So what exactly do you need for this filter?
Nothing but bomb ash'll do, says the chief. Gave me a sample she'd obtained from the university stores. Couldn't believe my eyes. You pour the blackest blight water through it, and it comes out clear as a mountain stream. So, I did a bit of reading about where I might be able to get hold of some. And do you know what I found out? It's only the blimmin' bones of a bomb king. They leave them behind when they die, see?
I take it that's where I come in.
If you wouldn't mind. I saw a billet on the hunt board for one just the other day.
Más bichos nuevos.
For myself, but, well, fighting dirty great balls of flame ain't exactly my forte.
Yo me encargo.
You, on the other hand...
All right. I'll see what I can do.
Thank you kindly. And good hunting, eh?
Uf, ¿habrá algún bicho de dificultad S en el tablón?
Clive, did you get my letter?
That's why I'm here.
Shh.
Que no se enteren.
Listening.
Is this better?
A little. Listen. I've some bad news. It turns out the hideaway may be slightly behind in its payment to certain lenders, and it may be my fault. But I swear to the goddess, I thought I had the numbers square. Sadly, that square turned out to be more of a circle. 0, you might say. I can straighten it out, I swear, but it's going to take some time. And I'm gonna need help keeping it from Otto.
Bit late for that, I'd say.
There you are! What a surprise!
So let me get this straight. You forget to pay our lenders what they're due, and instead of coming straight to me, you get Clive to come to you. And I hope he'll dig you out of the hole you've dug for yourself. Clive, The man in charge of the place you've been cheerfully trying to bankrupt. And you thought this was a cunning plan. Why? Well, who needs paying?
Oh, just Martha. And the dame. And, well, Lady Karen. But only 500 talents.
We
¿Quién era
owe
Karen?
3 of our most trusted friends 5 million gil.
Each. 5 million each. They lent us the bulk of the money we used to rebuild the hideaway, you see, and, well, I must have made some sort of oversight.
Those ledgers were my responsibility, and it was my decision to entrust them to you. This is my fault.
Do we have that much to hand? I can always ask my uncle.
No, we don't. And no, you won't. We've lightened Lord Rosfield's person.
No, abusad tranquilos, tío.
After the king's ransom,
Para eso tenemos un amigo millonario.
It's better than to see our begging bowl. Besides, we'll need to learn to stand on our own if we're going to make this work.
All right. But that doesn't mean you have to shoulder the burden yourself. Is there anything I can do to help?
There might be. How'd you fancy taking these to Martha and the dame?
Rocks.
Rocks, he says. Worth 1,000 talents apiece, these are.
A little something Sid and I set aside for when times got lean. And I reckon 15 million in overdue debt probably qualifies. I just hope our associates' eyes are a bit more discerning than yours.
I'm sure there will be.
Should be me making the rounds, really. But you know how it is with this place. Orders to bark, arses to wipe and all that.
I know. Which is why I don't mind going in your place.
Go. Do you know why I only gave Master Clive here 2 star rubies?
Because you'd rather Lady Karen killed
La Karen es la abuela.
me.
Because I'd rather Lady Karen killed you. Yes.
Well, I suppose this is goodbye then.
Don't worry. I'm sure Karen will understand.
Really? Do you think so?
No, I don't.
Puedo avanzar aquí con Otto un poco. Y luego hablamos con Néctar.
All right, Clive. Asterix. Mid finished sending half the hideaway traipsing across the twins, has she?
No,
I swear,
no, acaban de
that girl would do
empezar.
anything to put off visiting her old dad's grave. No excuses now, though, eh?
Not quite. She said there was one final thing she had to take care of. I'm sure she'll be finished soon enough.
She said that? In those words?
She did, yes.
Clive? Were you born yesterday or something? There is no thing. She'll probably be halfway to Canva by now.
Mid. I might still be able to catch her.
¿Canver? Estoy desorientadísimo. Demasiados nombres. Néctar, oriéntame. Ilumíname con tu sabiduría. Sobre el bomb. ¿Estás buscando un rey bomb? Pues en el tablón de anuncios tienes información sobre uno. Cupo. Vale. Solo esto, vale. Hola, tiene la auténtica corona de España. Guapísimo. Una libertadora se desorientó en un bosque de camino al coto de caza imperial y acabó descubriendo unas ruinas empíreas donde, según afirma, la atacó una criatura que se asemeja a una gran bola de fuego. Dice haber encontrado la descripción de una alimaña idéntica en un bestiario de Harpócrates, aunque insiste en que la que ella vio era 10 veces más grande y tenía corona. Hola. ¿Tú quién eres?
Obleth, have you seen Mid?
Yep. In a boat, going that way.
Then I'm too late.
You in a hurry and all, are you? Oh, I offered to take her across, but she wouldn't wait. Just paid for a dinghy and rowed off. Oars going like the clappers. Got some life in her, ain't she? But anyway, I was on my way up to see you, as it happens. Got a letter for you. Urgent, by the sound of it. One of your uncle's men said I was to hand it to you in person, post-bleeding haste.
Información de Wallowed.
Thank you, Obeleth.
Don't mention it.
Ok.
What tidings, uncle?
Hijo mío, me alegra comunicarte que mi expedición a Canberra ha sido todo un éxito. El amigo que te comenté no solo ha accedido a financiar nuestras actividades, sino también a relatarme toda clase de sucesos que acontecen en las ciudades libres, a partir de los cuales he conocido a una amiga tuya. Aunque admiro el ingenio y arrojo de la señorita Telamón para embarcarse en la construcción del Enterprise, dudo que las autoridades de Canberra vean con buenos ojos el uso no autorizado de sus astilleros. Por si fuera poco, los maestros de los gremios de mercaderes no tardarían en entrometerse en el proyecto. Es por ello que te escribo esta misiva. Me gustaría contar con la ayuda de tu joven espía Gab durante 1 o 2 lunas para que vigile a cualquiera que intente meter las narices donde no debe y nos avise de posibles ataques. Sé que no quieres prescindir de él, pero no te lo pediría si no fuese necesario. Espero tu respuesta. Vale.
Trouble in Canberra. Well, I'll need someone to keep an eye on Mid.
Voy yo con Mid y Gab al sitio este.
So what? Mid got us to do all the dirty work and then just sailed off into the sunset?
It seems that way.
Well, nothing we can do about it now. But next time you plan on visiting Sid, you might want to tie her to something before you suggest it.
Ah, don't be so hard on her. Gotta admit, the dirty work was kind of fun. Everyone pitching in, all that bollocks. Just like when we built this place.
You're right.
Anyway, we all set to head to the old hideaway. I could do with getting to Canva pretty sharpish. Wouldn't do to keep Lord Rosfield of the Seven High Houses waiting now, would it? Not after he asked for me personally.
Gav will be leaving with me. Will you mind the place while we're gone?
You can count on me.
Qué ilusión le hace a Gab que le den importancia.
Oh, by the way, Jill will be joining us too.
Bien.
She's got some things to take care of, but she'll meet us there.
I hope she's telling the truth at least.
Ala, no me fastidies. Bueno, pues me obligan a ir a la antigua guarida antes que a las secundarias. Es lo que hay. No habrá aquí combates importantes, ¿no? Viene Torgal.
Well, Sid, I remember what you told me. But if no one is listening to what you have to say, you may as well not say it. But I will say this, old friend. Hugo Cooker is gone. His shadow looms over us no longer.
Me gustaría saber los motivos de ese signo.
If he'd have been with us, maybe he could have done something for the lost.
Not even the Phoenix can bring people back from the dead. Life has a beginning and an end. So we must live while we have the chance. And not as slaves to the crystals, but as free men.
May we join you?
Bien, estaba empezando a echarla de menos. Anda, con este. Y con esta. Bien. Qué buen grupete.
Lady Karen, what a pleasant surprise.
I thought I'd drop by and see how you were all doing before heading off to restock my supplies.
Todo bien, solo te debemos $500,000.
It wasn't the most scenic view back then, but it were never as bad as this.
I know. The blight marches on. And soon, there will be no escaping sights like these. So our mission remains unchanged. We cannot stop until every mother crystal is gone, and their thirst for ether with them. The only one that remains in storm is Drake's tail in the crystalline dominion.
Our next target.
We're going to Twinside.
It's the capital of the Empire these days. I wouldn't like to think how tightly guarded they've got the
Están en
place.
guerra y liando la parda por todas partes.
Not that that'll stop you, but we do well to scout it out before you go charging in.
We would indeed.
If you're off to the Dominion, you can take this great lump with you.
Hombre, vuelve a participar este.
Goods.
Oh, I am sorry. Have you forgotten you're the most wanted man in the Twins? I thought you might like to disguise yourselves as the attendants of a travelling trader, assuming you've no better ideas. You wanted to buy yourself some tools, didn't you? Well, now's your chance.
You're letting me go with them? Oh, thanks, Nan.
Stop that! You'll break me bones, you great galoot. There's a caravan that runs back and forth between the Dominion and the Bocklad markets. It's managed by the Merchants Guild. Just show them Goots' traders pass and you'll be on your way. It'll be a damn sight less
¿Qué quiere
risky than
comprar
footing
que
it
le
the
hace
length of the
tantísima
Crystal
ilusión?
Road. That's for sure.
Se le ha ido la olla, se ha quedado pilladísimo.
And glad to have you with us, Goots.
Oh, okay then. I'll get me things and I'll meet yous there. See yous down in Bocklad.
¿Qué pasa? Lleva 5 años esclavizado con la abuela. Desde que murió Cid no la han dejado salir más.
You're with me.
Understood.
And Gav,
Already on my way, Captain.
be careful.
Aren't I always?
Es que el signo ese... A lo,
See,
a
that's
ver qué
it.
cuenta.
Your protégé's making a proper little outlook.
Lo que más me recuerda es al dibujo del mural, al dios este del mural con... Bueno, no es esa forma, pero tiene es lo único a lo que me recuerda. Y no tiene mucho sentido que sea eso. Me dejaréis hacer misiones secundarias, ¿no? ¡No! Pero me dejan ir a la guarida. Pues nos obligan a ir a la garganta de la Etni. Y vamos a destruir ya el cristal de la capital del imperio. Pelearemos con Bahamut. O sea, hay tanto jaleo en el imperio que a saber ahí cómo se mezcla todo. Igual nos aliamos con Bahamut. Pues me la han liado con las misiones secundarias, pero bueno, a la vuelta tendremos muchas más que hacer. Conecta con este camino. Vale.
How are you feeling?
Better. Thanks to Taya.
I'm glad to hear it.
And Torgal helped too. Didn't you, boy?
This used to be a trade route for merchants crossing the Scars, till the Republic laid a new road wide enough to let wagons pass, and all official traffic moved there.
Leaving this one for those living outside the law.
Indeed. I doubt we'll be the only outlaws on the trail today.
Dios, qué buenos paisajes. Y por el otro lado, ¿qué se verá? ¿La capital? No creo. Ruinas... No. Madre mía, no se mueven estas plantas. Para mamarla. ¿Y estos quiénes son?
What do you think?
That we'd be...
Really? It's as bad as that?
Oh, aye. There's trouble up ahead. And
¿Es
too
una
much
misión
of it for
secundaria?
us to handle.
I take it there's danger on the road.
Oh, what about this fearsome-looking fellow? You think he'd be equal to the task?
Well, no doubt. Assuming he's willing to hear us out.
Tengo que pasar de todas
Well met,
formas.
friend. My brother and I have been tasked with finding a merchant's missing cart. You seen it by any chance?
How does a merchant misplace his cart?
Oh, the man's a coward. When he thought goblins might come a-snarling, he ran, leaving his livelihood abandoned in the pass.
He sent the two of us to fetch it, but it's gone. Now, I'm not much of a thinker, but I know the work of thieves when I see it.
My brother's right on all accounts. And by my estimation, the bastards are lying in wait just down the road.
We may have seen our share of action, true, but we've not got the skill in arms to boldly brave an ambush.
You, however, have the look of a man who needn't fear a band of backwater ruffians. What do you say? Will you help us out? Chances are they'll come for you either way. But if you promise to lend us a hand, at least you'll pocket a reward for your troubles.
Well, if I'm going to have to deal with them anyway.
You've clearly got a fine head on those broad shoulders.
We're lucky you came along. Now, hoping to make a heavy purse in Boklad, our merchant friend loaded his cart with as much as it would carry. Reckon he won't be forking over the rest of our fee if we don't find those goods. So, while you're seeing to those bandits, you keep your eyes open.
All right. Just don't expect me to drag the cart out of there myself.
No. You can leave the cart to us. You just put an end to those bandits and point us in the right direction. You do that, we'll take care of the rest.
Trust those two. But if there are bandits lying in wait, I should probably take care of them.
Vale. Oh no, me ha gastado la habilidad buena.
These must be our bandits.
Hola.
Nice try.
Hola. Pero bueno.
That's them dealt with. Now, where's that cart?
Vale, aquí está todo.
Getting all of this out of here will be a nightmare.
Seems we've found ourselves the right man for the job, wouldn't you say?
Found the cart and didn't leave a single bastard breathing. Our merchant friend will be delighted.
And how exactly will he be getting his goods out of here?
You leave that to us. After all, it'd be wrong to make such a fine warrior haul cabbages to market.
You've done your part. And that's all you need to worry about. Here.
Se lo van a quedar ellos, ¿verdad? Parece bastante claro.
It's been a pleasure. Now piss off.
There's no need to be so rude, brother. What if we want his help again next time?
Oh. Vale, bueno. ¿Quién roba un ladrón? Vamos a seguir caminando, no hemos visto nada.
I see the downlets lag behind Rosaria when it comes to bridge building.
The fallen ruin should hold at least.
Pedazo de ruinas hay aquí.
Continues on the other side.
¿Qué hace esto aquí en medio y qué hay abajo? A ver, a ver, a ver, a ver, a ver. Esto será algo importante, ¿no? Tiene pinta. Va, No puedo tener un paseo tranquilo por el campo. Ups, perdón, Jill. La empuja un poquito igual. A ver qué se ve, a ver qué se ve desde aquí. ¿Se verá la capital? ¿Se verá...? ¡Hola! ¡Hola! Es el cráter del mapa este. ¿El mar cae dentro del cráter?
So this is Zemeckis.
A land of the gods. It's even more impressive than I imagined. I remember being captivated by the story as a child.
Long, long ago, man was overcome by avarice and challenged the gods in a bid to win their power. The final battle took place here, at these falls.
Dios.
Or so the legend goes. If anyone ever manages to plumb those depths, perhaps we'll learn if there's any truth to the tale.
That the gods emerged victorious and punished man for his defiance by visiting upon him 2 curses.
Dominants and bearers. To tell the truth, I always thought it strange that the dominant and their icons were deemed a curse. Back home, the dominant inherited the throne. They were admired and exalted, not spurned. Whenever I got to that part of the story, I always assumed there must be something I'd misunderstood.
You had a lot of storybooks, didn't you? In your room, I mean. When we were young.
The old legends were always my favorites. Epic battles between gods and men. Father encouraged me to read as much as I could. He thought it good for my education.
Los dioses son los marcianitos y Artema.
Just look at this place.
Es bastante
It's enough to
loco,
make
la
you
verdad.
believe the legends are true.
I know.
We're not far from Boklad. The road will be busier up ahead.
And we'll have to keep our wits about us. Clive? Something wrong?
Nothing. It's nothing.
¡Ole! A ver. Y es que es muy loca esta ciudad. Ostras, aquí se va a liar.
I see the reports are true, Father. You have surrendered the throne to Olivier.
I have. Emperor Olivier shall rebuild the Holy Empire of Sambrek.
How is he to rule an empire? He is but a boy.
I shall advise him until he comes of age.
Father, please.
Or for as long as I am able. The empire we seek to build needs young blood to rule it. And I can think of none better suited to the task.
Dios, parece que le está insultando directamente, ¿no? Le está arrancando las hojas a la flor el niño.
There is other news, Dion. Hugo Kupka is dead, and Drake's Fang destroyed. The pillars of the Republic have fallen. Ere long, the Imperial banner shall fly over every city in Storm. And then Valisthea. All shall bow before their Emperor.
Father, these are the words of a tyrant.
They are the words of a god.
¿Qué? Se le ha subido a la cabeza.
The Emperor whom I gladly serve. Great Greeker, made flesh. Return to your camp, Dion, and ready your forces. It is time to show the world the true power of Sambrek.
Tiene algo oculto. No tienes nada, Pau.
Father. I find you much changed. Is this truly the path you wish to tread? Or are these the ambitions of another? Of Ultima, perhaps?
Este sabe de última, vale.
What nonsense is this? I speak my mind, and my mind only. Though I do owe Annabella thanks for reminding me of certain truths regarding the nature of nations, of rulers, and of the divine.
You would trust the words of this traitress? She betrayed her country. She slew her husband.
You have ever been an invaluable servant to Sambrek, Prince Dion. I trust you will continue to serve your Emperor in the wars to come.
The canker! Silence! Insolent wretch! You will bend the knee All else is heresy.
Sire, forgive me.
This audience is over. Come, Your Radiance. The Rowena Syndicate awaits your pleasure.
Oh, not another meeting with silly old men. They're so boring. I'm hungry, Father. Can't we have luncheon instead?
Does it pain you that you will not inherit your father's throne?
Es algo más que eso, pero bueno.
I have suffered worse.
Count your blessings, Dion. For a base-born child to be chosen by Bahamut is miracle enough. You have risen high on his wings, but you shall rise no higher, lest your impure blood stain the throne.
What do you know of my blood?
¿Qué sabe?
The Boklab markets are to the north. We just need to hug the coast.
Uf. Y esto conecta con todo el desierto, qué guay. Y no se ve la capital todavía. Pensé que se vería... A ver, espera, a ver el mapa. Se supone que esto está poco detrás, ¿no? Igual no está bien hecho a escala esto. Pero yo estoy ya como en este borde. O igual está... ¡Ah! ¡Ay, qué susto! ¿Me puedo caer hasta allá abajo? Voy a tener que comprobarlo. ¡Op! Y espera. Ahora sí me dejan viajar. Vale, pues voy a encontrar un obelisco por aquí. Y voy a hacer misiones. Que no me gusta tenerlas ahí pendientes. No podría invadir la capital tranquilo. Plantitas pasando. A ver. ¿Está por aquí? ¿Tengo chocobos? Sí. Así no se monta en chocobo.
Infiltrating the Dominion won't be easy with the Imperials on high alert.
No. His Radiance has lost one capital already. We can be sure Sylvester will do everything in his power to hold on to Twinside.
Está bastante
His
zumbado.
troops are well trained and increasingly battle-hardened. But it's not as if we can wait for the siege to end.
¿Y todo el agua que cae? Tiene un aire a Enies Lobby, ¿no? El agujero este con la cascada infinita. Que a saber lo que busca el emperador. Yo creo que le gusta el caos. Sin más. Uy, cómo mola esa gacela. A ver si puedo cogerlo desde abajo. ¡Hola!
Refugees.
Estos son refugiados también.
Because they don't know how to live without the crystal's blessing.
Pues nada, hola refugiados, os traigo una manada de lobos hambrientos. Espero que me lo agradezcáis
No need to ride from here.
con vuestra comida.
There are no crystals here. We have to keep going.
This is where we're supposed to meet Goots, isn't it?
That's right. He said he'd wait for us here after replenishing his supplies. I dare say he'll have finished by now.
Hurry, man. I must leave for the
Espera, este sitio es enorme. El licor de los astros, suena bien.
Scooping up all the best customers.
Suena al sitio al que querría ir ahora mismo. Sabía que podía robar. También en este campamento de refugiados. ¡Rollo de música! ¡Hola, hola! Muchísimo que robar. ¡Parkour! No puedo ir por el bordillo. ¡Hala, qué rancios! ¿Me dejan hacer parkour solo hasta aquí? ¿Qué es este sitio? No puedo entrar. Me vais a privar de un buen licor. Pues nada. ¡Ole! Pues ya puedo hacer misiones secundarias tranquilo. Tú tienes música. Y además barata, lo que pasa es que tengo especialmente poca hasta ahora. Pero después de estas misiones secundarias, igual me lo puedo permitir. ¿Dónde estaba el Rey Bomb? Se me ha pirado. Pues lo dejo para el final. Aquí hay una espada muy afilada. Vamos a buscarla.
People take notice of wealthy men. Shouldn't be too hard to track down Kara's collector.
It's gone. The whole mother crystal gone. What are we gonna do?
Calm yourself. We don't know for sure.
We know for sure, sí. ¿Dónde está el pavo? Oh, pues Luis. ¿Qué?
My reputation will be ruined. Ruined.
Este es el de las termas, ¿no?
Knack, I beg of you, before you do yourself a mischief.
Pardon the intrusion, but...
Out! Get out!
Oye, te he salvado la vida, relax.
I wouldn't be disturbed. Leave me be! Please, allow me to apologize. His lordship is going through a difficult time, and he's never been fond of guests arriving unannounced. Radim! Get rid of the filthy oaf this instant! Very good, Lord Ignac. Would you mind stepping outside for a moment?
Tengo que volver a salvar el culo.
I'm sorry if I've caused you any trouble.
That? Oh, no. That's just how his lordship is. Though the morning's events have left him somewhat fractious. He has been dispossessed of his luggage, you see. The thieves also made away with a considerable amount of coin. Coin the innkeeper will soon be keen to collect.
I don't suppose a certain blade was among the stolen items. A single-edged sword. It was purchased from a merchant friend of mine.
Ah, you know Lady Karen. Yes, I'm afraid it was.
Then I'll retrieve Lord Ignac's luggage. But I have one condition.
You have but to state it. You are welcome to anything that is within my power to grant.
I want an audience with Lord Ignac. A few minutes should be enough. Then I'll be on my way.
A condition I would be a fool to refuse. Of course, you shall have your audience.
I don't suppose you saw where the thieves went?
I did not, no. Though some discreet inquiries made on his lordship's behalf mean that I know where you might find them. The bandit's bed. Every ill-gotten coin in Dalamal is said to pass through that disreputable corner of the Valcroy.
And that's where I'm heading.
I shall speak to Lord Ignac in your absence, and arrange for an audience upon your triumphant return.
That will be very kind of you.
Farewell, and best of luck.
Pues ya conocemos el sitio. Ahí están. Nada, otra matanza. Y listo. Uy. No. Y sí.
This must be Ignac's luggage. Nothing seems to be damaged. All right. Let's get it back to Dalamel.
Que se lo lleve otro.
I hear I have you to thank for the return of my effects. What shall I call you, my good man?
Wyvern. Glad to make your acquaintance.
A formidable name indeed. Well, Wyvern, I appear to be in your debt. Redeem here tells me you wished for an audience. Is that all?
A few moments of your time.
Audience para pedirte cosas, claramente.
You're a peculiar fellow, Wyvern. All right. Speak.
Master Wyvern was wondering if you could tell him about a certain single-edged sword you recently acquired.
Oh, a true work of art, that one. Karen drove me hard on the price, but I would have sold her Radim here to get my hands on that sword. It was made in the Outer Isles, far beyond the Twins, and is used exclusively by the practitioners of a unique school of swordsmanship. They believe no combat should ever exceed a single strike, and hone their blades to such perfection that none ever does. Each sword is made for that one perfect stroke, and for that stroke only. They crack upon a second blow.
Lucharé contra pavos así.
Brutal sort of beauty to it, really.
But how do they hone such an edge?
Pues no parece una buena estrategia, pero bueno.
Fine question. Why, they use a whetstone, of course. Whetstones, rather. A whole array of them, ranging from the coarse to the fine. 10,000 licks with the sharpening stone, then 10,000 more. But it is the final stone which lends the blade its legendary sharpness. A mineral quite foreign to this great realm of ours. And that is the key. The secret ingredient. Wyvern, it occurs to me that my little lecture is hardly equal to services rendered.
Dame una piedra de esas.
Take this, together with my regards. The very stone of which I spoke, far rarer among collectors than even the blade itself, and a far more fitting payment.
Thank you.
Pardon the intrusion, my lordship. However, it is long past time we prepared ourselves to depart.
So it is. I am locked in bitter competition with a rival collector of curiosities. I am one step ahead of the unscrupulous scoundrel, but he is hard at my heels.
And there are many other collectors out there.
Too many to count, but only one do I consider my
Ah, mira.
nemesis. Lord Byron Rosfield, and is a perennial thorn in my side.
I can imagine.
¿Qué ha dicho en inglés? A perennial thorn, un no sé qué perenne.
Redeem, we mustn't dawdle.
I think his lordship is rather taken with you, Master Wyvern. Thank you again for your assistance. Coming, my lordship. I'll be right there.
Trust Uncle Byron to find such an interesting rival. Now, let's see what Blackthorn makes of this whetstone, shall we?
Vale, apagar a Marta. Y creo que por aquí también tengo que cazar el antílope. A ver, aquí.
Clive, we weren't expecting you.
I wasn't expecting to be here, but it seems we still owe you a considerable amount of coin for your help with our rebuilding efforts. And though I doubt it's what you were expecting, we were hoping you'd take this as payment.
A star, Ruby?
No.
I can't accept this. It's worth at least twice what you owe me. More if you can find yourself the right buyer.
Think of the difference as interest.
Interest? If word got out I charged that much, no one would ever borrow from me again. Anyway, why are you the one here asking me about this? I'd have expected Otto. Bit much sending the Lord Marquis out to settle your debts, isn't it? The old goat working himself to death again?
Something like that. Most days I think he's the only reason the hideaway's still standing.
Same as always, eh? Back when the place was nothing but a twinkle in the eye of a recently retired Lord Commander, word is he was the first one Sid reached out to. Probably knew that without his strong arm and level head, the idea would never get off the ground. Sid may have been the face of the hideaway, but Otto's always been the backbone. And when Sid passed away, we were all worried that would be the end of it. That Otto would just give up.
His death was hard on everyone. But it must have hit Otto hardest of all.
But he didn't give up, did he? Quite the opposite, in fact. If I recall, he was the one who nominated you as Sid's replacement, and rallied the rest around you. I reckon what he saw in Sid, he saw in you too.
Menudo máquina el otro,
We
¿no?
all. Doesn't hurt that you're half as stubborn and twice as handsome, neither. That, and you keep good company.
I suppose I do.
Entonces, espera, pensé que esto era una pequeña parte de lo que le debíamos. ¿El error de cálculo es que les debemos menos de lo que pensaba? ¿O qué? Ahí también está el antílope, madre mía. Menudo traumita tengo con esa zona. ¿Cuál de todos es el gigante? ¿Tengo que matar a todos? O con uno, vale.
We'll find one bigger than that. You hungry, Torgal? Stay down.
No, hay que matar a todos. Qué desgracia. Con uno valía, ¿no? En fin, Torgal, disfrútalos.
Now. Will it be enough, I wonder?
Hombre, más le vale.
I say that answers my question. Which means we owe the lawsmen our thanks. Just a
Bien,
big
se va a
puppy
poner
on you.
gordito.
A very big puppy. You do know you can take that with you, Torgal. Lady Karen will be relieved to hear you've got your appetite back. Come on, boy.
Esto está... Falta entregar el cristal aquí. Ah, el que me faltaba, su nombre era este pavo. Igual nos manda a matar los guardias negros. Ah, no. No es este. ¿Me dejáis pasar sin más ahora?
Citizens are free to come and go as they please. Checkpoints open to all.
Bien.
What am I going to do without sweet water and oil of talc? Still no caravan from Dominion's perfumeries yet, then?
Buenas, ¿cuánto
Lady,
tiempo?
I come bearing gifts.
Gifts? Whatever is the occasion.
Regalo no, deudas. No te flipes.
Oh my. Clive, you really have outdone yourself.
Otto asked me to give it to you. To settle the hideaway's debt with the Veil. And to compensate you for the time it took us to do so.
You disappoint me, Clive. I thought you might finally be warming to me. Tell Otto he can keep his baubles. I tried to tell him as much the first time around. The man owes me nothing, nor does the hideaway. My contribution to the restoration effort was made freely and willingly. It was the least I could do.
You once told me Sid did you a kindness. I'd like to do the same. Please, accept it. For my sake.
Esta probablemente tenga bastante pasta, ¿no? Si es la que controla el cotarro del prostíbulo.
It is rather fetching, isn't it? Very well. Otto is lucky to have you, Clive. I doubt anything could ever replace his son.
Ah,
But you and the others at the hideaway are the closest thing he has to family.
Menuda bomba de información.
Long ago, yes. Sid told me Otto lost him when he was just a boy, and blamed himself for not being able to stop it. I don't know how it happened, whether there was anything he could have done, but it was clear that it weighed heavily on him.
I didn't know.
How could you have? I doubt anyone did. Besides Sid, I've never met a man more keen to bear his sorrows in stoic silence. An ill habit, given that both have always been surrounded by friends desperate to help them.
I'm beginning to see that. Go, we'll want another stone.
Hasta la vista. Pues lo voy a dejar aquí por ahora. Otro vídeo de misiones secundarias, pasear por el campo y matar bichos gigantes. Pero ya sí parece que la próxima se va a liar bastante. Vamos a destruir el penúltimo cristal y a ver qué hace Bahamut, que está ahí en una encrucijada importante. Tiene pinta de que soy, que ya enseguida llegamos a la capi y se lía. Así que lo dejo para el próximo. Si queréis verlo, dadle like, suscribiros y nos vemos en el siguiente vídeo. ¡Chao, chao!